Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
Good morning and good day to everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. Man, I am your host, Jason Hardin, and I am grateful and thankful and happy to be here. It just feels good getting back on my grind, and that is today's episode, man. How to get back on your grind, man. Some of us were doing very well. And we're in a good rhythm and had great momentum before something happened. Now, for any of you, it could be a bad relationship that happened. It could be a car accident that happened. It could be a death in the family that happened. It could be an illness you were stricken with that happened. But something happened, and you had to come back. You had to go through something, and now you had to get back on your grind. And that's what I want to talk about, man. For me, it was a brain tumor, man. We had just signed a lease on our new property. Full swing into the new business, man. Ending the year, great, man. Had projections at the end of the year, great. Recorded a bunch of podcasts, man. Had everything in line to have a perfect ending for 2021. But the last couple months of 2021 were horrible for me because I was stricken with a cystic brain tumor that left me unable to speak correctly, unable to walk straight without feeling dizzy, unable to be comfortable. You know, I had serious tension headaches. My neck was stiff. So many things came from this cystic tumor being in my brain that I was miserable. And I was so miserable that I ended up going to ER. Long story short, I ended up going to the emergency room. They ended up finding the tumor and scheduling me for surgery that week. And I had brain surgery, and I had to recover from that. So it took, I was in a hospital for a couple weeks, a little over a week, I think I was in the hospital, and I had to recover. Getting out, the doctor gave me 3 months of recovery. He said it's going to take about 3 months, but the first couple of days I was horrible. I mean, I couldn't do anything. I didn't have strength. I was unhealthy from sitting in that bed for over a week, and I couldn't shit for over a week. I was constipated because of the medication they was giving me, and the food they was giving me just didn't come out. And you know what? It took time. And my biggest fear was, how am I going to recover? I think that was my biggest fear going into surgery. Wasn't the possibility that I might die. It wasn't all the fear that came with, what if this goes wrong? It was, what if the surgery goes right and I'm laid up? And I'm laid up, unable to work, unable to make a living, unable to grind, unable to hustle, unable to pay bills, unable to pay rent. I got bills at home. I got rent at home. I got bills in the studio and bills at the office and rent at the office. So it's like, my biggest fear was, how am I going to recover from this? How am I going to recover? And though it's a month later, now it's like pretty much a month after my surgery, and I'm back on the grind. I am back on the grind, and I want to teach y'all how to get back on your grind, because there's so many things that can throw you off your game. If I let things throw me off my game, best believe a brain surgery is capable of throwing me off my game, but I cannot allow it to. Even with the 3 months the doctor gave me to just chill and take it easy. I can't allow myself to chill and take it easy. I got something wrong with me, and it's the constant feeling that I have to be doing something. You know, I couldn't comfortably be sitting at home watching TV and Netflix and all that other BS just because I'm not feeling well. You know, even in that time, I have to create. Even if I couldn't get out of bed, I had to create. And I just want to tell you that, you know, it's not easy getting back on the grind, but it's necessary. So I'm going to give you some tips that work for me to get me back in the grind. And one of those happened before I even got into an issue, and that's I was in the gym every day. I was in the gym every day until I started feeling like crap. And even when I started feeling like crap, I was still in the gym, but it wasn't until like December, like about over a month into my ailment, that I really stopped going to the gym as much, because it really took its toll on my body. And I just say that to say this, man, being healthy going into a situation makes it easier to get healthy coming out of a situation. You see what I'm saying? So keeping healthy habits now and at all times will always help you bounce back should you go into a BS situation, should you go into a crisis, should you be stricken with some type of tragedy. You know, if you go into tragedy and pain and hardship on the top of your game, it's much easier to get out of it and get back to the top of your game. So that's the first thing. And if you're in some situation now and you didn't prepare that way, I'm sorry, but now you know. You know what I'm saying? Now you know that when you get better, when you get healthy, stay that way. Make that a constant practice, because I can only imagine if I was going into surgery and going into that situation unhealthy, you know what I'm saying? Not having gone to the gym at all, not being, physically fit, going with, obesity and heart problems and diabetes. If I went to that health situation in any way other than unhealthy, it would have took me a lot to get out of it. I might not have survived the procedure, let alone already be back at the office, already working and already doing these things. And only thing I have to deal with is my skull being numb and having to recover from all the screws and them messing with it. But other than that, I feel great. I feel great because I went into the situation feeling great damn near until I got, until it started making me feel miserable. But the whole thing is that I already had a practice in place. I already had a routine in place to keep me healthy. So coming out of it, man, it's like I can only imagine trying to come out of this unhealthy. And I don't mean unhealthy from the surgery. I mean unhealthy from a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to get back on your grind is to stay on the grind while you still, or while you're able to. Because you never know when something's going to happen. Another thing, keep a plan. Have something to look forward to. It's easy to come out of a bad situation with no hope. It's easy to come out of a bad situation like, man, what's the use? What's the point, man? I tried so hard and something still happened to me, man. It's easy to come out with that negative attitude. So attitude is a great tool for getting back on your grind. Attitude is the drive. If you have a poor attitude, you're not going to have good drive. I mean, it just goes hand in hand. If you have a great attitude, you're going to have some great drive. You're going to be able to get back on your grind quicker. You're going to be able to get those clients back, get those customers back, get that work back, get that money back, whatever it is. You're going to get that status back, that influence, whatever it is you think you've lost, or the whatever it is that kind of fell to the wayside while you were going through your mess. It's easier to get back to if you have a great attitude. So that's second, man. Have hope. Have great attitude, man. Get back on your grind mentally first. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we think, man, we just got to go and just put our bodies to work. But for some of us, man, we have to picture being able to get out there and do that again before we can do it. I'm one of those people. My body doesn't just take action and then I follow it all the time. It happens that way sometimes, like working out. I hate working out, but I'll drive my body to the gym before I even feel like going to the gym. You know, my body will physically drag me to the gym while my brain is like, man, stay in the bed, man. We don't want to go, man. We're tired, man. We're still recovering. I don't listen to those. You know, I don't listen to anything that tells me not to. I don't listen, and that's another tip for just being a boss, man. I don't listen to nothing tell me no. You know, I do what I have to do because, like I said, man, I think it's meant for me to be at the gym, so I drag myself to be there no matter what tells me no. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell me no if it's something that's positive for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to negativity even for me. So like I said, attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. And third is have a routine. You know, before I was stricken with an ailment, before I was stricken with this tumor, man, I had a routine. So it makes it easier for me to get back to the routine. You know, it's like I have a routine that misses me. You know, I have a schedule that I used to keep that was waiting for me to come back to it. You know, if I didn't have a routine before I went into surgery, man, I wouldn't be able to know what I had to do coming out of surgery. You know, I had a routine that kept me paid, that kept me healthy, that kept me fed, I had a routine that covered all those bases. So I had a system in place that I could get back to, or that I already had structured, that was waiting for me to get back to. So if you're going through something, man, and you're coming out of it, go back to that routine that made you successful, that got bills paid, that kept you happy, that kept you content, that kept you in a positive state. You know, they kept you, what is that word? Performing self-care. Go back to all those things that you were doing right for yourself. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't have that, if you weren't doing anything right for yourself before you went into this situation, and now you know what you're doing wrong, then I'm surprised you got a grind to get back to, because this episode is getting back on your grind. So if none of these resonate, or if none of these tips are relatable to you, then employ them now and apply them to your life now. It doesn't mean you're disqualified from this episode and this conversation. It just means apply these things now. Keep a good attitude now. Keep a routine now. You know what I'm saying? Get healthy now. So when you go into a situation, you go into it at your best, and that gives you the best opportunity to come out of it even better and faster, so you can get back to your grind quicker. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, man, be around people who push you forward and lift you up and challenge you to do better. You know that when you come out of a negative situation, again, there's going to be so many people that you know, fortunately for some people, there's going to be folks that'll baby them and you know, they just care about them so much. They, just rest or just sit down and all. You know, I mean, that's great for those people that care about you, but to some of us, you know, we might take heed of that and just only try to relax and only try to do nothing because somebody's babying us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so easy to be around people that don't expect much from us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying don't be around those people if you're trying to get back on your grind. If you're trying to get back on the grind, be around the people that want to push you and want you to be healthy and want you to go to physical therapy. Want you to come back out to the gym. Want you to come back out into society. Come back out to an event. You know what I'm saying? It's people that's trying to get you out of that hospital bed. People that's trying to get you out of your funk. Not people that's trying to throw a pity party for you. Don't throw pity parties, and don't go to any. Don't go to anybody else's pity party, and don't throw one for yourself. Be around people that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, push you out of the bed, push you out of the house, push you out of whatever negative situation you was into. Gravitate towards those people. Because one person in my life that was just as caring and just as loving was just as tough on me, and that was my girl. You know, she pushed me back to the gym. She pushed me back to getting into my routine. She pushed me back to, and she wasn't even trying to. Through her own actions, because she stayed in the gym. She stayed, you know, she didn't miss a beat. You know, and I'm glad she didn't. She didn't miss a beat. And that just told me that, man, I got to get back on my grind, because I don't like slowing her down. You know, and she didn't mind me being laid up. She didn't mind taking care of me. She didn't mind visiting me in the hospital. But she also didn't mind pushing me to do better, pushing me back to taking care of myself and my responsibilities and getting back to work and getting back on the grind and feeling better and getting back on the golf course even. She was happy when I got back on the golf course. I was happy when I got back on the golf course. I'm playing better golf now than I did before going into the situation. And that's the last thing, man. Come out of it knowing that you can do better than when you went in. You know what I'm saying? Try to do better, like knowing that there's actually a possibility that you can be greater and better and all those things now than before you went in is like the number one reason I get up. I wouldn't get up every morning with this energy if I didn't think I can do better than before I had this brain surgery. I wouldn't get up in the morning with all this life and hope if I didn't think I can do any better than I did October, the last time I was feeling good. If I thought that was my prime and I couldn't reach that level again, man, I wouldn't have this energy. I wouldn't have this desire to get back on my grind. I wouldn't be trying to hit clients and create designs and record podcasts and interview guests. I wouldn't be doing any of this if I didn't think I could do any better than before I went in. So you have to realize and understand and know that you can do better. You can be better than where you was before you went in that situation. I don't care if it was a death in the family. I don't care if it was a bad relationship. I don't care if it was jail or prison time, man. Know that you can do better because you're still alive, and where there's life, there's hope. You see how that works? Where there's life, there is hope. And if you're still here, if you're still alive, if you're still listening to this, then there is every possibility in the world still in you. But you got to see it. You got to know it. You got to believe it. And you got to act on it. All right? Anyway, that's my time. I love y'all. And I just want to wish all of y'all the best as y'all recover from any situation y'all been through. And with the last couple of years we had, I mean, there's plenty of chances for shit to go wrong with COVID, with deaths and with businesses failing and with inflation. There's so many reasons to give up. There's so many reasons to not get back on your grind, but that's not going to hurt nobody but you and those you care about. So get back on that grind. Whatever you've been through, man, recover from it. Recover from it. Heal, and come back stronger than you ever was because you can. But it is a choice. It's a choice to be strong. It's a choice to be healthy. It's a choice to be smart. It's a choice to have dreams and hopes and plans and goals. It's a choice. All those are choices. Take that choice. What's the alternative? Choosing not to? There's enough people on this planet to choose not to. Don't be one of them. All right? Anyway, I love y'all, man. That's my time, man. Check us out at lifeofaboss.net. Man, we got new episodes out every Monday and Thursdays, And, man, all I'm trying to do is help y'all create and live your own definition of success because that's what I do. Each one teach one, right? Anyway, I love y'all, man. And like I said, man, this show is brought to you by Life of a Boss, the podcast, the apparel, the book. Check out the book that's coming out soon. All this also is brought to you by MadeInDina.com, man. Made in Dina pays all the bills, as you can see, and it supplies all the gear. So anyway, I love y'all, man. Stay up, stay active, stay grinding, and remember, success is a lifestyle. Peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hardin. Thank you. And to never forget that success is a lifestyle.